I guess the reason they ask you your ethnicity, and I might well be wrong, Paul, it's just a guess, is...
DEI, that's what it is. And
I think it's so they can collate data on which groups of people are most likely to be the victims of crime. I would guess that's what it is, but I might be wrong.
Well, I don't believe that is. I think there's a two-tier policing system in this country, and it has to be scrapped.
But what do you think? Do you think you being, I don't know what, presuming you're white British?
Correct.
Yes. Do you think that means that they would be less likely to investigate it or something?
I have no idea. Perhaps anyone from the police would phone in.
I hope they will, because I think I'm probably right and that's why they do it, but I don't know. So if you've got a police officer listening to this and you have an answer to Paul, why do you ask the ethnicity of victims of crime? 03456060973. So Paul, do you think it makes sense, given that you're being asked for your ethnicity, for the ethnicity of the alleged perpetrators, like the knifeman you're talking about, to be made public?
Correct, I do. I mean, why hide it? It's going to come out eventually anyway. So why hide it?
Because what would be gained by disclosing it?
Well, to alert the public of who is responsible.
But how does that change anything or anyone's behaviour?
Well, it's not changing. If a crime happens, they usually ask you, the description of the person. You give them the description of the person, but they won't make it public.
Right. So if there's a crime, if someone's stabbed on my street, as someone was recently actually, and the police tell me that person came from, I don't know, San Marino, what do I do with that information? What do we as a society do with that information?
Well, you've got a description of the person or a
No, but they've been charged. They're already in custody. The police have got who it is. Why do I need to know that they're Spanish or Polish or Canadian or whatever, or Afghan or I don't know, Turkish?
To alert the public.
But alert them to what? What does the public do differently?
We're all hiding behind this matter of, too frightened to mention what people's ethnicity are. Now, we all know the facts, who carry knives in this country and who doesn't. I'm not saying white people don't, because they do. But
then we do.
Not every terrorist is, not every terrorist is Islamic, but a majority of terrorist offences are Islamic.
But what do we do with that information? Do we then avoid Muslim people on the tube? Do we steer clear of certain communities that we think are carrying knives? What do we do with that, Paul? Because that's just stereotyping.
I don't think it's information, and information is knowledge, and you can avoid certain situations and scenarios.
What you mean is avoid certain people, isn't it?
Well,
that's what you mean.
To do that. If you're going to go to an area where there's a high possibility that you could be, I don't know, like walking down the street with a piece of jewellery and you get knifed or something, you'd avoid it, wouldn't you not?
Right, so if you're on the tube and you know that statistically most bombings on the tube have been carried out by Muslims...
I don't go on the tube.
All right, but if you're on a train then, or somewhere else where there might be a terror attack, and you see a Muslim person, what you think? Well, actually, statistically now, that's racist. It's
not racism.
That's racial stereotyping. It's racial profiling.
It's called being aware and conscious of your surroundings.
It's not really, is it? Because the chances of, in your situation, that Muslim person being a terrorist are absolutely minuscule. So if you treat them as if they are, that is racial profiling. And what about all the crimes committed by white people? What if people say, what if there was a spate of burglaries carried out by white Brits in Southampton, Paul, and people started avoiding you because they said, "Oh, well, actually, you're a white British person, Paul. So around here, you might be a burglar." You wouldn't like that very much, would you?
Everyone has a choice and
but you wouldn't like that, would you? So why do you think other people deserve to be treated in the same way?
I don't think I'd notice it, to be honest with you.
Well, if somebody actively said to you, "I'm avoiding white British people in Southampton because I fear they might all be robbers,"
but if they said it,
you'd have no issue with it.
You'd be aware of it.
So, all right, okay. So if you found out people were avoiding you because you were a white man, you'd have no issue with it.
Everyone has a choice.
But you would, Paul, and we all would, because it's racial, ethnic profiling, and if the police give people the ammunition to do more of that, then I'm worried that is not a good thing.